Hi friends, this is the second part of last minute preparation guide. In the previous video, we saw up to 30 questions and now we are in 31st question. Which values must be defined while creating a new opportunity stage? So while creating a new opportunity stage, we have to define must and should three options. Those are probability, forecast category, type. These three fields we must and should enter the value. Otherwise, we can't create new opportunity stage. So remaining are not answered. Those are close date and amount are not required. Not required while creating new opportunity stage. That is second question. What may occur if workflow rules are re-evaluated after a field changes by a field update? So here we will observe the answers. Workflow rules trigger more workflow rules to be re-evaluated. Second one is second answer. A recursive loop potentially results in exceeding organization limits. These two are the answers. We will see remaining why those two are not answers. Cross-object workflow rules result in re-evaluation after a field change. After a field change. So these two are the answers. Here, workflow rules trigger validation rules on the field update. So this is not answer. Re-evaluated after a field changes by the field update. So these two are the answers. We have to remember re-evaluated and we have to remember organization limits. These two are the answers. Next. The VP of sales at Universal Containers want to have a set of screens to guide the inside sales team through collecting and updating data for leads. Here, set of screens, visual workflow. Here we have to remember two keywords, that is set of screens is one. So if set of screens, if you want to guide, means we have to use visual workflow. Next one, 34th. A divisional manager want to add a chart into the page layout. Which report format can be used as a source report to accomplish this? Simply he is asking what type of report type allows to add charts. That's it. See here, simply we can able to say tabular is the first type, joined is the last type. These two are not support. Remaining summary and matrix, these two will support. So answer is A and B. What is a use case for approval process? Simply here they are asking use case of approval process. Approve expense reports automatically when less than $50 is one. Next one is require the CFO to review the salary range for all job offers. Require the CFO to review the salary range for all job offers. These two are the answers. Remaining two are not answers. Those are ensure an opportunity that has at least one product added. That's not comes under approval process scenario. Update the PTO record field with the user manager. So update also not comes under approval process. PTO records. So answer A and C. Which statement is true about the external ID field? Simply they are asking about external ID field. Here B and C are the answers. The field contains unique record identification from the system outside of the Salesforce. External field is useful at the time of connecting with the external system. So it is helpful to find out the particular record while connecting with the external system. Correct. Next one. The field can be unique based on the case sensitive and case insensitive values. So this is the answer, A and B. What type of field can be used to filter a report chart that has been added to the page layout? So here simply clearly they are asking field type to filter a report chart that has been added to the page layout. They are asking the type of the field, that is with the help of matching ID. We can filter these charts. Next, 38. See, for seeing it is looking very big compared to others, but you have to pick answer by using a simple technique. Simple. Observe these four options. Only which options contains image, those two are the answers. That's it. Remaining you will prepare. Universal container has a custom assessment object used by three divisions. Each division wants to track different information on the assessments, including different values for the status pick list. Division managers do not want their team to be able to create another division assessment. How can this be accomplished? Create a separate assessment record type for each division and use them to limit pick list values. Create separate page layout for each record type and use profile to restrict the record type access. Here requirement is object used by three divisions. Each division want to track different information on the assessment, including different values for the status pick list. Different values of status pick list. Divisional managers do not want their team to be able to create another division assessment. So here answer is create a separate assessment. Create separate assessment. Create separate assessment is not available in other options. Create separate assessment record type for each division and use them to limit pick list value. Separate page layout for each record type and use profile to restrict record type access. Simple. In this type of requirement, you remember this: create separate assessment. Create separate assessment is not available in other options. So this is my answer. Next one. 40th question. 40 question. Which rule can be configured for the opportunity object? For opportunity object, which rules we can able to apply? Simply they are asking. Observe here, escalation rules. Escalation, where we will use case and leads. Not, that is not answer. Workflow rules we can apply. Validation we can. Assignment rules. This is only case and leads it is applicable. So here answer is workflow rules and validation rule. A customer service representative at a call center would like to be able to collect information from customers using a series of questions prompt. Here remember the keyword series of question prompt. So here answer is visual workflow. Before we saw one question, that is they would like to guide with the help of set of pictures. That time also we taken visual workflow. Before that we saw one more question, that is how to capture the answers for set of questions. That time also we used visual workflow. Three cases we observe up to now. Series of question prompt one. Next series of questions. Another one is how to guide with the help of set of images. In 3 cases visual workflow is answer. Next one, 42. Universal container want to provide a different view for its users when they access an account record in Salesforce 1 instead of the standard web version. Universal container want to provide different views for its users when they access an account record in Salesforce 1 instead of the standard web version. They would like to provide a different views for account record in Salesforce 1 instead of standard web version. How it is possible? See, answer is by adding mobile layout assigned to the profile. One, by adding Visual Force page to the mobile card section. So only two options. By adding Visual Force pages to mobile card section is one, and by adding mobile layout to assigning to the profile. By adding the mobile layout to assigning it to the profile. So remaining these are not answered. By adding the quick actions to the publisher section is not answered. By adding actions in the Salesforce on action bar section, this is not. These two are not answers. Clear. Next one. A custom object named assignment has a private sharing setting that grant access using hierarchy. The organization has a role hierarchy where the specialist role report to the manager role, which report to the director role. The director role is at the top of the role hierarchy. A user who is the manager role creates a no assignment record. Who can send this report? Who can send this report? So here the record owner and the director in the hierarchy. If you clearly read this requirement here, we will see one order: manager, director, specialist, with these three roles. So here answer is record owner and the director. Remember, if you observe specialist, manager and the director in this type of question, you remember record owner and director. So remaining not answer. The record owner and those above specialist role, no. The record owner and the manager in the hierarchy, manager, no. The record owner and specialist in the hierarchy, no. No, only priority is going to director. Next. The AppBuilder universal container has been asked to ensure that the amount field is populated when stage is set to closed one. What can be used to meet this requirement? Here we have to populate amount field when the stage is set to closed one. If stage is set to closed one, we have to populate amount field. So here answer is workflow. Here answer is workflow. Validation we can't. Lightning process builder, no, not require. Approval process, no. Only workflow we will display that populate that amount field whenever the stage is set to closed one. Next. A junction object has two master detail relationship. What happens to the junction object record when either associated master record is deleted? See, simple. If you observe the many-to-many relationship, we will take with the help of junction object, we will create many-to-many relationship by using two master detail relationship. So here they are asking, what happened to junction object record when either associated master record is deleted? So if master related records is deleted means, if delete means what happened to a junction object record? The record is deleted and placed in the recycle bin. Simple. The record, if you simply remove any record, simply it will goes to the recycle bin. Same will applicable here. In master detail, if you delete the master record, what happened to child? Automatically deleted. So that is the case here. The record is deleted and placed in the recycle bin. That's it. No need of remaining explanation. If you want to remember this exactly, we have to read the remaining option also. Those are the master record can't be deleted. It's wrong. The lookup field on the junction object record is cleared. Lookup field on the junction object, no. Now permanently deleted and cannot be restored. So no. Before going to permanently delete, it will store in recycle bin also. If you delete from recycle bin, then it will delete it permanently. 45 here. 46. Universal container is importing 1000 records into Salesforce. They want to avoid any duplicate records from being created during the import. How can this requirement be met? See answer, including a column in the import file, including the column in import file, including the column in import file, including the column. See, remember this keyword, remember this column, including a column in the report file that has either record names, Salesforce ID or external ID that can be used as a match records. We have to remember, if you answer this, including a column in the import file, including a column in the import file, that we have to remember. What is a feature that can extend record access beyond the organization-wide defaults? So here they are asking with help of which concept we can extend record access beyond organization-wide defaults. Here, those are criteria-based sharing role, owner-based sharing role. Only these two. Here simple. Both are simple criteria based, owner based sharing role. Those two. We have to remember an answer for this question. Public or private groups, not answer. Dynamic role hierarchy, not answer. Next, 48. Universal container uses a custom object to track open job positions. They would like to automatically post updates on a records feed whenever a position stage is changed. So they would like to post on a feed. So simple. The option which contains the feed tracking, that is the answer. Feed tracking. Which social feature can be used to accomplish this? Feed tracking. Auto response rules, no. Feed quick actions, no. Feed tracking. Feed tracking is the answer. Workflow rule is not answer. So feed tracking. You will automatically post update on the record feed whenever a position stage is changed. Automatically they would like to post. So feed tracking answer. 49. Universal containers need the ability to generate contract documents. All the data required for the contract reside in a custom object. What is the recommendation solution? Contact need the ability to generate a contract document. Their ability to generate the contract document. All data required in the contract reside in a custom object. What is the required solution? Select and install App Exchange product to meet the contract generation needs. Simple here. Select and install App Exchange product to meet contract generation needs. That's it. So remaining you will see. Create the HTML template for the contract and store it to the public folder. No. Store template in the static resource and configure the action link template to use it. No. Enable the contract feature and create a custom contract template based on the standard template. No. Next one, 50. What option is available to an AppBuilder when defining an object-specific create record custom action? Choose two answers. A and C answer. Predefined field values on the target object. Specifying the field and layout of the section. Here requirement is when defining the object-specific create record custom action. Object specific create record custom action. Create record action. Here is predefining the field values on the target object. Define the field values on the target object. Next one, specifying the fields and layout of the action. Specifying the fields and layout of the action. Those two are the answers. To synchronize accounts, orders and shipment in real time, a developer has built a custom interface between an external system and Salesforce. Prior to development, the developer needs to confirm that the interface can sustain the syncing of thousands of records at a time. Which sandbox environment is recommended to complete performance and load testing? So here, full sandbox. To synchronize accounts, orders, and shipment in real time. A developer has built a custom interface between external system and Salesforce. Prior to deployment, the developer needs to confirm that interface can sustain syncing of thousands of records at a time. For that, we have to use full sandbox, load testing, full sandbox. Full sandbox is the answer. Next, 52. Universal container need to add an additional recipients to the workflow email alert that is fired when the case object fired from the case object. So they want to add more emails for email alert. So in this case we have to use email field and lookup field. Email field and lookup B and D are the answers. Next, 53. The customer service team at a Universal Container uses a custom project object to track their customer projects. An AppBuilder needs to create a relationship between a project object and related client account record. A private sharing model is in place for both accounts and project. Which statement is true when creating an account lookup field on the project object? Here, cross-object field update between the project and account record are not supported. Next, the account lookup field on the project record can be made optional. The account lookup field on the project record can be made optional. Next, cross-object field update between the project and account records are not supported. Those two are the answers. So these two are not answered. User can only delete accounts if they have access to related project records. This is not answer. The account record can include roll-up summary fields with data from the project records. No, these two are not answers. Answers are A option and B option. Next, 54 question. An AppBuilder has created a report for salespeople to view records from the customer object. Some users have complained that they are unable to see all of the appropriate records. What steps should be taken to ensure data visibility within the record? Here we have to use three options as answers. Check organization by defaults. Check user profile for object setting. Check sharing rules. So we have to check at object axis. So one is organization at OWD. We have to check OWD and check user profile for object. So object permissions, those are view, edit, create, view all, modify all. Those options we have to check in profile level. And check sharing rules. We have to check sharing rules. Is it owner based or criteria based or manual sharing? So those we have to check. So these three we have to check. Remaining, check the report folder sharing settings. No. Check a report filter. No. Report filter also not answer. These two are not answer. Next, 55. Universal container has a custom object for shipping information. They have to ship to both business and consumers. They need to show additional values in the custom field called insurance type for business shipping records. How can this be set up? So clearly understand the requirement. After that, we will think about answer. Universal container has a custom object for shipping information. They have to ship to both business and consumer. They need to show additional values in the custom field called insurance type for business shipping records. For the business shipping records. How can they be set up? Answer is create a multi-select pick list field. Remaining these are not answer. Use record type with multiple page layout. No. Create a multiple pick list fields on the object. Multiple pick list field. Use record type with a single page layout. No. But main we have to create a multi-select pick list field. Next, 56. Universal container would like to use a chatter group for their mergers and acquisition to collaborate on potential new projects. The group should not be visible to non-members to see or join and can be accessed by invite only. So answer is unlisted group. So we have to add new members through invite only. That is unlisted group. Once again, understand this requirement. Universal container would like to use a chatter group for their mergers and acquisitions to collaborate on potential new projects. The group should not be visible to non-members to see you or join. So we have to invite others through invite only. So here unlisted group, not public, not private, not members. Unlisted group. Next, 57. Which statement is true for embedding a Visualforce page in a page layout? So while embedding a Visualforce page in the page layout, which statement is true they are asking. So here B. Visualforce pages can be placed anywhere in the page layout. Visualforce pages we can place anywhere in the page layout. Next, Visualforce pages on a page layout have attribute for width and height. Visualforce pages on a page layout have attribute width and height. These two are the answers. Now let's see the remaining options why these are not all answers. Visualforce pages can only be placed in the Visualforce section in a page layout. Only no, we can place anywhere. Visualforce pages in the field set have attribute for width and height, field set not attributes. So B and C are the answers. What is the capability of schema builder? So they are asking about the schema builder capabilities. Here, showing selected object on the page. So if you want to see any object particularly, we have to select that one. So first one is correct. Next one is C, viewing the page layout in the new window. So we can able to see the page layout in the new window. So A and C are the answer. So we can't edit the custom setting. It is wrong answer. Create a new record type. New record type also we can't create with help of schema builder. Next 59. What is the section of the Lightning App Builder tool? Choose 3 answer. What is the section of? Simply they are asking Lightning App Builder tool sessions. So here canvas. First canvas is belongs to Lightning App Builder. Next selected publisher actions also related to Lightning App Builder. Next components also belongs to Lightning App Builder. So mobile cards and mini page layouts not belongs to Lightning App Builder tool. Lightning App Builder tool. Next 60 question. Universal container want to display a message when a case need follow up. What can be used to display different text on the case record depending on the number of days a case is opened? Here we will use formula fields. So workflow field update field is not required. Case process no. Lightning process builder also not. With help of a formula field we will create one custom field and we will display. So this is the answer.